and we'll get rolling.
It's the judge.
It's 10 o'clock now. All right, if you're going to testify, I need you to raise your right hand. Somebody's on an iPhone, iPhone 107. If you're testifying, I need you to, we need to be able to see you.
Can you see me? Am I ready to go?
There you are. Okay, if you'll raise your right hand, we'll swear you all in.
Do you solemnly swear or affirm the testimony you're giving today is true and correct, so help you God?
Yes, I do.
Yes, I do.
Okay,
Thank you.
you can put your hand down. We'll start with cause number 52. The state of Louise, Michael Reese. Ms. Rendon, good morning.
Good morning. How are you?
I'm good. You may proceed.
Thank you. Decedent died on September 24th, 2024. Decedent's date of death was less than 4 years ago. Decedent was a resident of Chambers County at his time of death. The last will and testament dated March 22nd, 2011. I do recognize that to be the will of Mr. Lewis Michael Reese. To the best of my knowledge, he did not revoke his will. Decedent was not divorced after the date of the will. There were no children born to or adopted by decedent after the date of the will. There is no state government agency or charitable organization named as a devotee in the will. There is a necessity for an administration. The decedent's will names Shannon Delane Reese and Rebecca Bray Reese as the executors. They are both qualified and not disqualified to serve as such and accept letters. The will self-proof, state non-taxable. We request the appraisal be waived and they be appointed as co-executors, Your Honor.
Well done. Thank you, Counselor.
Thank you.
All right, cause number 53. The state of Frank Pacall.
That's me again.
You may proceed.
Thank you. Decedent died on September 9th, 2024. Decedent's date of death was less than 4 years ago. Decedent was a resident of Chambers County at his time of death. The last will and testament dated May 30th, 2018. I do recognize that to be the last will and testament of Mr. Frank Pacall. To the best of my knowledge, he did not revoke his will. He was not divorced after the date of the will. There are no children born to or adopted by decedent after the date of the will. There's no state government agency or charitable organization named as a devotee in the will. There is a necessity for administration. The will names Kelly Teresa Pacall as his executor. She's qualified and not disqualified to serve as such. The will is self-proof, state non-taxable, and we request the appraisal be waived, Your Honor.
Well done. Thank you, ma'am.
Thank you. Have a good one.
Good. All right, cause number 55. The state of Rebecca Love. Ms. Walsh, good morning.
How are you?
And you may proceed.
I'm going to call my client, Pete Medina. Mr. Medina, could you please state your full name for the record?
Pete Anthony Medina.
And how are you acquainted with Rebecca Love, the decedent?
She's my wife.
And did she pass away on April 19th, 2025 at Eagle Lake, Colorado County, Texas at the age of 74?
Yes.
And 4 years have not elapsed since the date of her death. Is that correct?
Yes.
And your wife was a resident of Chambers County at the time of her death, correct?
Correct.
And you've seen a copy of the will, you've seen the original will that we filed with this court, correct?
Correct.
And you recognize that will to be your wife's original last will and testament, correct?
Correct.
Judge, we would ask that you take judicial notice that the court does have the original on file.
Hold on, I'm looking at it.
Okay. And no marriage of your wife's was dissolved after she executed that will, correct?
Correct.
And her will names you to serve as independent executor without bond or other security, correct?
Correct.
And you are qualified to serve as independent executor, that you're not a felon, you're not incompetent, and you don't owe any debts to your wife's estate, correct?
Correct.
And there is not a state, a governmental agency of the state, or a charitable organization named as her will as a devotee, correct?
Correct.
And we do have a necessity to administer her estate, correct?
Correct.
And her estate is not taxable, is that correct?
Yes.
Okay. Thank you, Your Honor. We would ask that the will of Rebecca Love be admitted to probate, that Pete Benita be appointed independent executor without bond, and that appraisers be waived.
Okay, thank you, Counselor.
Thank you. May we be dismissed?
You may be. Have a good day.
You too, Your Honor.
Cause number 57, the state of Glenise Morganson. Ms. Dennis, good morning.
Good morning, Judge.
Yeah, and you may proceed.
Thank you. Would you please state your full name for the record?
Candy Harris.
And how are you related to the decedent?
I'm her daughter.
And did she die, the decedent died on January 17th, 2025?
Yes,
And she was a resident of Harris County when she passed away, is that correct?
Chambers County.
Oh, Chambers County, I'm
Yeah.
sorry, Chambers. Did she have any children born to her after this will was made?
No,
To your knowledge, did she ever revoke that will?
no,
Did she get married or have a divorce after that will was made?
no,
Has 4 years elapsed since she passed away and we filed this application?
no,
Was the state of Texas or a charity a devisee under the will?
no,
Now, the will appointed you to be the executor, is that correct?
yes,
And you're the only beneficiary under the will.
yes,
And a necessity exists for the administration of the estate.
yes.
Are you disqualified for any reason for serving as the executor of the
No.
estate? All right, Judge, we would ask that the will be admitted to probate and that Ms. Harris be given letters.
So done. Thank you, Counselor.
Thank you, Judge. Will we be excused?
Maybe. Have a good day.
Thank you. You too.
All right, cause number 59, the state of Jamie Nicole Hargrave. Miss White, good morning. Well, there's,
Your Honor,
She's
I
got-
believe she was waiting to be called into Mr. McDonald's court, Judge McDonald, so I was waiting on standby in case she needed me. So she should have Mr. Brian Hargrave somewhere on here.
Yes.
Mr. Hargraves?
Yes, I'm here.
Okay, you may proceed then, ma'am.
Thank you so much. Mr. Hargrave, decedent passed away on February 2nd, 2025. Is that correct?
Correct.
And 4 years has not elapsed since her time of death. Is that correct?
Correct.
And she was a resident of Chambers County at her time of death.
Correct.
And the last will and testament's been filed with this court. You do recognize that to be the last will and testament of Miss Jamie Hargrave, correct?
Yes.
And to the best of your knowledge, that will was not revoked.
Correct.
And decedent was not divorced after the date of the will, correct?
Correct.
There were no children born to or adopted by decedent after the date of the will.
No.
And does the will name you as independent executor without bond?
Yes.
And are you qualified to serve as such and accept letters testamentary?
Yes.
And the will does not name a government agency of the state or charitable organization, correct?
Correct.
And you're requesting that you be appointed as independent executor, is that correct?
Correct.
And you would like the appointment of appraisals to be waived, correct?
Correct.
That's all I have, Your Honor.
All right, everybody, Ms. Will to probate and authorize letters. Thank you, Counselor.
Thank you. Have a good day.
Thank you.
Mr. Hargrave.
Thank you.
All right, last but not least, the state of Thomas Lloyd Faring. Good morning, Ms. Clapper,
Good morning, Judge.
and the rest of you ladies. And you
Good
may
morning.
proceed, Counselor.
Is your name Linda F. Tennerman?
It is.
And are you the sister of Thomas Lloyd Faring Jr.?
I am.
And did Thomas Lloyd Faring Jr. live in Chambers County for the majority, all of his life,
All of his life.
at the
Yes.
time of his death on March 25th of 2025?
Yes.
And so therefore, this court has jurisdiction over Tom and his property and estate.
Yes.
Now, he owned property here,
Yes.
and prior to his death, he resided in this county. I understand that at the time of his death, he was not married,
Correct.
having been married only one time to Suzanne Mendenhall Faring, and having two children, Thomas Lloyd Faring III and Shara Guy Faring. Did he ever marry again?
No.
After making this will, did he ever marry again?
No.
Did he have any other children after the making of the will?
Not that I'm aware of.
Well, you would know, would you not? Now, you have you found a will, correct?
Yes.
A copy signed, notarized by Rita Sandlin, prepared by Joe Sandlin,
Yes.
and witnessed by Laura Witcher.
Yes.
And you looked everywhere for the original will.
That's
In
correct.
fact, you hurt your hand trying to find a will by lifting something that's too heavy.
Right.
But you are satisfied that that is his last will and testament, and it's a true and correct copy.
I am. This will, I found the will in Bill's records. Tom gave the copy to Bill.
Because Bill was the first person to be determined as the independent executor,
Correct.
and you are the successor one now
Correct.
that Bill has died. So the will, I'm going to hand it to you, and then we will prove it up with Rita and Laura. but are you familiar with your brother's signature?
I am.
And showing you the signature page, what day is the date that will was signed? August 7th of 2013?
August 7th of 1998.
Oh, I'm sorry. Judge, the will was signed August 7th of 1998. I will ask, I will change that on this proof of death before we file it today.
Okay.
In the presence of Laura Lynn Witcher and Kathy G. Lamb.
Yes.
And we can't find Kathy, can we?
No.
We've tried desperately, but we found Rita H. Sandlin, who is the notary that notarized both of the signatures and Tom's signature on that date, according
Yes.
to the will.
Yes.
All right. And you do recognize that as his signature.
Yes.
Okay. Now, is there, you've read it. He did not revoke this will during his lifetime and before his death this last March.
Not that I'm aware of.
Okay. And you would have found something else if he did.
I would think so.
All right. Now, there's no state charitable organization or governmental agency, including Medicaid, named in the will, and there is no Medicaid recovery claim against Tom's estate, correct?
No. Correct.
Now, you are named as the alternate independent executrix to serve without the necessity of a bond or appraisal, and you're asking for no appraisal to be necessary, correct?
Correct.
You are not disqualified by law, meaning you don't have a theft or any other type of criminal charge against you that would preclude you from being the fiduciary as the independent executor of this estate.
I do not.
Okay. There is a necessity to probate the will and to also probate the estate. And you're asking the judge to approve the application to admit the will into probate and for letters testamentary today.
I am.
Thank you, Linda. Now, your name is Rita Salmon,
Correct.
and I'm right in front of you is the will, and it shows by the name at the bottom that Joe Sandlin, your husband, correct,
Right.
actually prepared this will,
True.
and you are the notary.
Yes.
So, in describing to the judge today, everyone comes into your office.
Yes.
Tom came into the office, read the will,
Yes.
and everyone signs in his presence.
Yes.
Each witness, and do you recall Laura Witcher being there
Yes.
and yourself as the
Yes.
notary? And do you recall Kathy Land also being there? Did she
Yes.
work in your office?
She worked in the building, in the same building at a different office.
Okay, and so that's why she was a witness.
Yes, she worked in the title.
All right.
Oh.
Now, are you've read over it, right?
Yes.
And this indeed is, there's no other copy of a will that you have, correct?
No.
So you're telling the court today that this is a true and correct copy of the will prepared by your husband, Joe Sandlin,
Yes.
notarized by you,
Right.
and witnessed by Laura Witcher, who's here today.
Right.
And you know that the other lady signed as a witness because
Right.
you were there.
Because I was there.
All right,
Yes.
so you're encouraging the court to admit this will as a true and correct copy of the original will, which no one can find.
Yes.
All right. Judge, I'm gonna move the over to where you can see Laura. Is Laura in your
I can see myself.
okay.
Yeah, we
Would
can
you-
see her.
Would you state your name for Judge?
Laura Lynn Witcher.
And Laura, did you work with Rita in the law offices of Joe Sandlin?
I was employed by Joe Sandlin, Rita Sandlin's husband, as his legal assistant for 7 years.
All right. And you have had an opportunity to review this copy of a will that was prepared by Joe in the office while you were there.
Correct.
Does this, do you recall being present at the time that you witnessed Tom Faring sign his will back in 1998?
Yes.
And you recall signing this with Tom and Kathy Land, all in the presence of Rita
Sandlin.
Correct,
And that's required by Texas law for it to be a valid will.
correct.
So you are telling the judge that you've read through it and you believe that it is the true and correct copy of the original will
Correct,
and that it should be amended to probate.
correct.
Thank you, Judge. I think we hopefully have satisfied you.
I think you have, so I will admit the copy of the will to probate and authorize letters. Thank you, ladies.
Thank you. Have
Have
a
a good day.
wonderful day.
Thank you.
Thank you. Bye.
How to do this. How to do
You need
this.
Cynthia?
Need to get out of this.
Just X, find your